Good morning, children. Today we will study the third chapter of economics, money and credit. What is the importance of money? We will discuss in this chapter here. We know money, how much it is important in our life. It's a fascinating story of money. Has many curiosities also. It's important, very important that how to earn money and legally, especially we know that there are many illegal ways of money people are earning nowadays, so that very important it is to learn, and it is hard earned income, so that we need to utilize utilize money very wisely also. Okay, so we know in our country there are many people very poor, they do not have a sufficient food to eat. There is no money for the people to buy food, even the basic needs also. The history of money and how various forms of money were used at different times in the different periods of the Indian history we will study here. And people also in all over the world how money was utilized. We know there are many types of money. Money is also using in the different ways nowadays. Okay, modern forms of money we know, especially we are using the ATM cards. These are all linked to the banking system. In ancient period, people did not use this, did not have such kind of facilities. Now in the modern period we have a banking system, so the currency or the utilization or transformation of money in the modern period are connected with or linked with the banking system. So the present situation in India, we know that never also where new forms of money are slowly spreading with the computerization of the banking system. We know what is the new forms of money, newer forms of money. We can find out we are using ATM cards, credit or debit cards, etc. There are many opportunities we have, and also to use the money instead of, especially in the COVID-19 situation, we are not using the paper currency, especially. Okay, we are not touching, it's not possible to touch the money also. It is also said that coronavirus can be spread through the paper currency. So instead we are using the digital currencies. Okay, so here, as you would see in this chapter, the stock of money consists of currency held by the public and the demand deposits that they hold with the banks. What is money? We know that we have some money in with us. We have in our pocket or wallet or kept at home for our consumption. Okay, what for our expenses, for maintaining the expenditure, we often save some money at home. Okay, we store some money at home, and at the same time we can find out in the bank also we deposit some money, some cash we are deposited as a security for using in the future. Okay, we are saving some money in the bank also. We can call it as demand deposits. Why this is called this money? We can utilize this money whenever they wish. People wish. Okay, so the government has to ensure that this system works smoothly. So the banking system should work smoothly. That is a responsibility of the government, maintaining the order and systematically maintaining the banks. That government has to take care. Okay, so here what would happen if the government declares that some of the currency notes used by the people would be invalid and would be replaced by new currency? We know why there. What is when we have lot of money or we have saved some money or kept at home, and suddenly government declares whatever the currency notes you are using is invalid, becomes invalid in a tomorrow or in a particular day. Okay, so what would happen? We have kept already some money at home that is invalid, it has no value, then what can we do? Okay, so we know that in our country this situation occurred in November 2016. Currency note in the denomination of 500 and thousands were declared invalid. These currency notes were declared invalid or banned in our country in 2016 November. Suddenly, Prime Minister Modi declared that these currency notes are invalid. What can we do? We have money with us and we cannot throw, or what? There is no value for the money, then this currency note becomes simple papers only. So, but the government has given some particular periods to exchange the money. Okay, so they began to print a new currency note like the 500 and 2000 notes were. So government informed the people to exchange their all the currency notes, 500 and 1000 notes, to surrender in the banks and collect new 500 and 2000 notes. Okay, so government cannot say that when the money which we are using legally, okay, and there are also some that can be surrendered. Suppose we have many crores of rupees saved at home, it's illegally earned money. There are some limitations the government has fixed that people can utilize or people can keep the money at home. Okay, so if exceeding that particular amount, amount of money with us, that is illegal. So we cannot exchange or surrender in the bank more than that limited amount. Okay, so that it becomes invalid also. And we know that many people who are corrupted, the government employees or other people who are corrupted, they have illegal earned currency. They could not replace it. So it was a loss for them. They could not replace this money. So suddenly when the government bans or declaring some amount of money, some particular denominations of currency not declared invalid or banning, that this process is called demonetization. Demonetization. What is demonetization? Is declaring the present the money, declaring the any currency notes as invalid is called demonetization, which means which is in circulation, suddenly government declares these currency notes are invalid. And also we know that from there, when demonetization has taken place in our country in November 2016, people were also encouraged to surrender, encouraged to use their bank deposits rather than cash or transactions. We know that we have money or currency notes or coins we are exchanging in the markets when we are purchasing any goods. So government also encouraged people to use digital currencies instead of direct payment of cash. So many facilities government arranged there for the digital transactions using the bank to bank transfer through the internet or mobile facilities. Mobile banking, or while you know that you are most familiar with the Paytm, okay, the paying the Google Pay or Paytm, which is we are using here for transforming the money or sending from one person to the other. Also we have other facilities, the ATM cards we are using, or credit cards, or a point of sale, that is called a POS, which is the swipe machines are used in the shops, especially the shopping malls or other big shops. They are using the swipe machines. Also we have ATM cards, etc. These are all the modern methods of exchanging money. When we are buying any goods in the market, we need to exchange money. So without using the currency notes or coins directly, we can pay with our credit cards or using ATMs, etc. So different types of plastic cards which we say like the ATM cards for cash transactions are nowadays it is very popular. Okay, so especially in this period of COVID-19 situation, when we are using, we cannot touch the currency notes, so we can use the ATM cards that are or credit card we can say. So credit is also arranged by the government banks. We know many people are in need of money. Those people who want to establish a business or agriculture, if they want to start agriculture, due to lack of money they cannot do it, so that the banks help the people by paying them some credit, which we are also say as loan. Okay, so the farmers also they can take loan from the banks. How banks are utilizing this, okay, or how banks are circulating all this money or maintaining all this, because we have already studied that people have some excess money when they are depositing in the bank. Okay, some people who have from the agriculture or industries or establishing a factory or any business, they are earning some profit. This profit is deposited with the bank. Bank takes the money from the people as deposit. This is called a demand deposit, because on demand when we need money we can withdraw from the bank also. That's why this is called a demand deposits. Okay, so here other crucial issue of the credit is availability to all the people, especially poor and on reasonable terms we can find out a loan from the bank. When we are approaching any money lender, they are collecting huge interest for their amount they are lending to us, but the banks collect only a very reasonable rate of interest. That is also a benefit for the poor people. Okay, so here this is the right of the people, without which a large section of them would be kept out of the development of process. The people should be provided, poor people should be provided cheaply or reasonable rate of interest credit, so that that becomes the right of the people. So there are many innovative inventions or interventions. We know that new developments, new establishments by the banks are taking place here. So what are the new interventions or innovative interventions taking place or provided by the banks are Gramin Bank. We know that for the in the rural areas, for providing reasonable rate with a reasonable rate interest loans to the farmers, Gramin banks are there. Okay, so that also students may be familiar with the thing, because we know that in the rural areas your parents are taking the loan, those who are farmers especially, they are taking loan from the Gramin banks, so reasonably they get the bank loans also. So we need to find out new ways in the this is one of the social challenge that the developing countries face. Now we know COVID-19 situation, how we have to avoid using the direct touching of money, so that a digital currency is used here mostly. And in the coming class we will study how money became a medium of exchange.